Okay, and welcome back to episode 4 of the OK Podcast, powered by the Strength Co. I am your host, Grant Broggi. We are recording live today on January 23rd in the year of our Lord, 2024. The current price of Bitcoin is $39,913.70 USD. That's a change of 0.08% in the correct direction today. And PJ's here as we record from the less frigid now upstate of South Carolina, though still cold for the South, the deep South. What's the block height? Current block height is
827,072 for you nerds.
So there you go. Now with that, we're 4 for 4. 3 out of the 4 episodes, you can go back, look back in time and say, indeed, for 4 weeks straight, these people, this is episode 4. Yeah, 4. For 4 weeks straight, these people recorded a podcast that was okay. And so we're still coming back to you. Got some exciting things to talk about today. World Carnivore Month's coming to an end. So I'll give you an update on how the carnivore diet's going, any major changes, and what I think about what I'm going to do going forward. We'll talk about this week's YouTube videos that we posted, had some interesting feedback and comments from folks that we'll touch on. And then we'll talk about New Year's resolutioners to make a point about intermediate versus novice training. And then, of course, we'll bring on the co-hosts, Jeff and Trey, and we got a couple exciting things to talk about. So it should be a good episode. But to make sure that we can reach people that aren't just squatting 3 sets of 5 and deadlifting 1 set of 5, people that have bigger minds than me with greater aspirations in life. Jordy, can you give us like a quick Bitcoin update?
Yeah, I'll time myself, get a 1-2 minute update.
Yeah, then we can just turn it into a cool reel. We can put laser eye. We can't. What's your weight update?
Oh, weight update. So I'm not trying to do this on purpose, but I'm 183 as of this morning. So I'm currently a pound
every
episode.
Okay, got it. And if you have some calories that you could have consumed that were provided to you upon arrival to the studio today?
I do. There's a chicken bake waiting for me. I think that's going to be the post-podcast meal. But anyway.
Okay, to the Bitcoin update.
To the Bitcoin update. Here we go. 60 seconds. Only news that I can think of to share today is that the price is obviously dumping. We broke 40,000. We're now just underneath it at 39,000 and some change. The big reason being that Barry Silbert of the I think this is what his name is, Barry, at GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. They moved a whole bunch of Bitcoin to the exchanges, sold a bunch of it. Not exactly sure why, but they're the ones basically moving this market and tanking the current price. But that's okay. The good news is, last 30 seconds is I'll say that as the ETFs are coming live and people are starting to use them and more money comes in, I actually think we might be ending the era of the crazy Bitcoin price swings.
Okay.
I think volatility is going to go down. I think now, it might go down to 30% a year, which is still balling.
Sure.
But it might not be 200%.
Right.
Good news is I don't think we'll see as many 80% drops either. So that's good.
So we're going to be on the moon by the end of the year.
On the moon.
Everything's headed in the right direction.
We're Lance Armstrong. That was a minute exactly.
A minute exactly. Yeah. Well, when you hit 200 pounds, we can turn a camera on you and then we can have a cool video of the Bitcoin update.
I need a chicken bake.
You do need a chicken bake. There's one here for you.
Dude, the macros on that thing?
The macros on it.
What is it again?
80. I could be off by a gram or two, but It's 83 grams of carbohydrate, 81 grams of carbohydrates, 27 grams of fat, 46 grams of protein.
That's strong.
It basically makes it the perfect food. And it's $3.99. And I got to say, I knew nothing about a Costco chicken bake. I'm a Costco fan. I actually pick places where people should live based on if there's a Costco in the area. If there's a Costco in the area, then you are in a growing metropolis where lots of business and revenue is heading in. If there's no Costco, I don't know if your city's headed in the right direction. But I did hear about the Costco chicken bake from our friends at Massonomics. They actually just had a diet for 3 guys They funded all the chicken bakes. They were allowed to eat nothing but chicken bakes for 7 days, minimum of 2, maximum, I think, of 6 or 8. And they just had to send receipts, and Massenomics paid for them. That ends today. And so if you don't listen to the Massenomics podcast, I bet their next episode is going to be exciting. When this airs, which will be Friday, the 27th.
Yep.
We will have just posted a video about a chicken bake. Actually, it's live, so I don't have to hide it from you anymore. The video posted on Wednesday. So we said chicken bake. I heard all this stuff about the chicken bake. I wanted to try it. And I said, but is it carnivore? I'm carnivore. And so I turned to the chicken bake carnivore. So I mean, we haven't edited it yet, but
it's going to be the best video we've ever done.
I think so, by a large margin.
Real quick. So speaking of chicken bake and bulking, did you see Jason Kelce shirtless?
Yes.
At the Chiefs game?
Yes.
Yeah. And everybody's like, this is the ideal male physique.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, that's what I need to look like.
It was, yeah. I mean, I've been a proponent of this since the very start.
So apparently he's 6'3", 295.
Wow.
That's a
big boy.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Physique goals.
I wonder how much Bud Light paid him to hold a Bud Light in that.
Oh man.
Because he was like middle America representing.
Oh yeah.
And he had Bud Light.
I mean,
which middle America has turned their nose up at.
I mean, I kind of like Bud Light a little better now.
Yeah. Jason Kelce. I mean, he was the coolest thing in that Taylor Swift box.
Oh yeah.
Every time they show me the Taylor Swift box, I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. But I was like, Jason Kelce just being a man.
He's every man.
That guy was a man.
Oh
a
yeah.
Man. So speaking of shirtless Jason Kelce, acting completely primal and carnivore chicken bakes, I will now give you my carnivore diet update. So I'm on day 23. I feel great. Every deficiency that I've ever had in my life is gone. No, I do feel good though. I do feel good. My training's going good. My 5x5 squats are going up. I did 385, 5x5 yesterday. So that is progressing well. I'll pull tomorrow. I will say I have a lot more energy now, and I'm just a lot less hungry. I'm a lot less hungry throughout the day. I generally don't eat breakfast, meaning prior to carnivore, and I still don't eat breakfast. I have added in a little bit of heavy whipping cream into my coffee from time to time. Some of that is because carnivore, and some of that is because someone gave me 5 pounds of just Black Rifle coffee, which is like drinking gunpowder. And
I've never had it.
Yeah, it's like gunpowder turned into coffee.
Is it like dark? This is a stupid question. Is it like dark roast?
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know how to explain it besides gunpowder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. And I appreciate the gift. And people love Black Rifle coffee, so it's cool. But so I've been having a little heavy whipping cream, so it technically breaks the fast. But then I usually eat it between 12 or 1. I'm still eating the venison and eggs on most days. Every now and then I change it up, but on most days, that's what I have. When I change it up, it's because I forgot to thaw it out. I'm through 15 pounds of venison in 23 days. So we're making some good progress on the deer I shot, which is good. And then dinner, same stuff, ribeyes, chicken once in a while, seafood. But my point is, I'm not near as hungry as I used to be. A couple hours will go by. Today I didn't eat until 5 p.m. I was on the road a bit, and so I didn't have time, and I wasn't hungry. I was hungry at 5. I was actually pretty hungry at 5. The hungriest I've been in a few weeks. But so the hunger stuff is gone. And for the people that are doing this with us, that is common across the board. It was a 2-week hurdle is kind of what we found out to kind of get your body used to these high fats, high satiating foods that keep you fuller longer. And so in short, I mean, I said I would do 4 weeks, which would end here on Saturday, the 28th, but I'm going to go, I think, all the way through February. I'm at least going to go a few more weeks. I feel like, I'm having good progress. Everyone wants me to get blood work done, which I'll get blood work done. But I'm sure my cholesterol went up, but I don't believe in cholesterol.
And we can all see if you're a fake natty or not.
Yeah, you can see if I'm fake natty. Yeah. My Trenbolone stats are going to be through the roof. But yeah, I am curious the difference in HDL, LDL, and what that balance is. So yeah, carnivore is good. I'm sorry. I still haven't had any bowel issues. I've even added in the last 10 days dairy. I've been drinking full fat raw goat milk. I don't know how I got on this kick, but it seemed like 2/3 of the world drinks goat milk. Did you know this?
Really?
2/3 of the world drinks goat milk. That's what they drink.
What?
Yeah. And so I got on that. It's supposed to be easier to digest. I was a little worried to enter in dairy because I'd been eating only meat. So I did that. I kind of liked it. It's a little bit creamier tasting. And then I went to buy more and ran into this issue where there's a bunch of baby goats right now. So all the baby goats are drinking the goat milk. So I can't drink the goat milk. So I had to get like not from the farm one, like in a cardboard container, and it was fine, but not near as good.
Is it good? I've never had raw
yeah, it's
goat
good.
milk.
It's good. I mean, I don't know. Diana tried it and was like, this is terrible.
Oh, okay. Compare it to like go to Publix, get a carton of whole milk.
Creamier, not sweeter though. Creamier. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's great. You'll have to try it.
All right.
We'll give you some try. We'll give you some try. And then I will say, for those that are interested in weight loss, I'm holding steady at 214. So that's down 12 pounds since the start. It was a little like, down 2, up 1, down 3, up 2 at first. But I'm like 215.1, 214.5, somewhere in there for like a week straight and trying to maintain there. And so that's kind of where we're at. I don't have definitive answers yet if I've gotten stronger. I mean, I have not performed stronger than I've ever performed before, but my training for the last month is all headed in the right direction, which is one of the reasons that I want to extend it a little bit and see, hey, how far can I take it and how far, can it go? So that's the carnivore update. And it looks like you might be getting these for a little while longer. I do get a lot of, I say that a lot of people have negative things to say, and that is true, but I've gotten a lot of positive messages since we dropped the 2 weeks of carnivore video, emails, Twitter direct messages. I've always been curious about this. Want to know if I could do this with lifting weights. I have celiacs, but I care about my deadlift numbers and all that stuff. And so hopefully it's telling people like, hey, you can widen your parameters a little bit if you've gone through the novice phase of strength and you have some options. And we'll talk about a little bit more of that in a second. But let's go through this week, PJ. I know we posted Friday. That's my grandma's video.
Which is an underrated video. If you have not watched that video, it is worth your time.
Yeah. Let's get it down and say, well, what was Wednesday? See, we're just cranking out so much content for you that sometimes we can't even remember. I'm going to have it here. Okay. Oh, it was first 2 weeks of carnivore. So we just talked about it.
Yeah.
It was the first 2 weeks of carnivore. So that dropped Wednesday, did pretty well. And then from this very podcast. Okay. I posted what I learned about strength training from my 90-year-old grandmother. You heard me talk about it last week. And I will say views were down. Private messages and thank yous were way up. So if you sent me a message telling me thanks, some people said, hey, we could tell, that losing your grandma was tough for you, but thanks for sharing. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate those messages. And I brought it up because I do think it's an important thing, people aging and getting stronger. And I'm not the only person that thinks this. Everyone has a grandmother or had a grandmother or, there has an aging parent that's losing function. And so it resonates. And I know this resonates because, we make a lot of high quality content. Some of it does great and some of it does okay. But we did a clip from our barbell clinic, which was Sunday's video, which is a squat platform video with starting strength coach Connor King coaching. It's about 11 minutes long. And he's taking beginners, people have never done that type of squatting, and teach him how to squat. And PJ grabbed a nice little clip from there where someone said, old people need to lift. And Connor stopped and dead in their tracks, said, who told you that? And the person said, all my old people stuff, which I'm assuming he means his books and his articles and things that he's reading. And Connor talks about, hey, it's cool to see a guy deadlift 600 or 700 pounds, or to take a guy who's underweight and make him into a man who's 200 pounds and no longer victim weight. But what is really cool is to give people their function back, give people quality of life to play with their kids and be in charge of their own life we are in support of that, obviously. So that video, if you didn't see it, go watch it. Or if you listened to it last week in the podcast, you don't need to. You heard it. So those are the 3 videos we did since last week. Like we said, the chicken bake one's coming out tomorrow. We are excited about that. So take a listen to that. Any topics before I go on my weekly rant?
Did you see, I saw a video posted recently with Sean Baker and Mark Bell, which I have a comment on that in a second.
Mark Smelly Bell.
Yeah. Big controversy with him right now.
Yeah.
But did you see, so Sean Baker is doing World Carnivore Month, but he's always carnivore,
Beef,
but he's
salt,
doing
pepper.
beef, salt, water.
Beef, salt, water. Yeah.
That's it for January. Do you think you could do beef, salt, water? I mean, he swung a 200 and something pound kettlebell.
I think it was 220 pound kettlebell. Yeah.
For like 30 reps.
Yeah. 3 sets of 10.
Dude.
I think
No. It was 30.
I feel like it could have gotten a little higher.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
hey, Dr. Baker. No.
It was 30 straight what I saw.
Oh, okay. Maybe
30
I
in a
saw
row.
something different. Yeah. Dude, the guy's a freak.
He's a
freak. The guy's a freak.
Beef, salt, water.
For a month.
Yeah.
So here's what I think as a carnivore 23-day expert. It is so much easier today to wake up, eat eggs or bacon or venison and like not get a snack, walk into a place and be like, I crave none of this than it was the first 2 weeks. So if you're 7, I think he's on his 7th year. I think he's 6 years complete.
Yeah,
I think
like
this is his 7th year of carnivore.
So he doesn't have any cravings probably.
Right. He probably doesn't have any cravings, but it's probably just, I mean, people would say that I ate pretty extreme before I did this.
Oh, well.
Pretty like moderate carb, watch what I eat to an extent.
I guess that's extreme.
Yeah. So I assume then you go further extreme. I mean, I think I could do it. That's one thing we need to talk about sometime is people and their food addictions. And
next week.
Yeah, next week we'll discuss that. Maybe upset some folks, but maybe I try it. Maybe I do it for a week. We'll see. I want to do in the month of February. Can you eat at Carnivore? And go to restaurants and dismantle the food and turn it into carnivore. So if you think that's a good idea, let us know. But
did you see Mark Bell's YouTube channel?
Yeah, Mark Bell's. Guy got banned.
Yeah, he got
He's
banned.
Gone.
Yeah, just with no warning.
He ate too much meat.
I mean, I think he talked about special performance supplements. And for some reason, I think
PEDs.
Yeah.
Performance enhancing drugs.
I mean, I'm not trying to get us banned off YouTube, so I'll just call them special supplements.
Okay. But, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's crazy though. He's a legend.
Guy's been around a long time.
He's OG.
Yeah. Very OG. Done it all too.
Everything.
Powerlifting champ, marathon running, taped his mouth shut for like 4 years.
What?
Developed a slingshot. His stuff on running is pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's just cool to see someone. I mean, it's cool to see someone like that do the thing. And then equally as sad when that body of work just gets removed.
Got to get behind a paywall.
I guess so. Maybe Mark Ripeto's right.
Yeah. Oof. Anyway. So that's that. So quick before we bring the guys on here. It's January. It's almost the end of January. And everyone assumes January is big gym business for Grant. If I meet someone and they say, what do you do for work? Well, that's a hard thing to answer. But a lot of times I'll tell them, well, I own some gyms. And as I've said that since I opened the first one in 2017, they'll say, oh man, you must be killing it. It's January. And that's not really true. We've never crushed gym sales in January for strength training. And the reason is because strength training's hard. And people that do New Year's resolutions on a whim are people that don't enjoy things that are hard, or so I have found. Or maybe they just know exactly what they're going to get. We're not selling anything sexy. We're not telling you you're going to have abs in 6 weeks. The place isn't filled with female instructors in sports bras with microphone headsets and yelling at you. It is normal people lifting weights to get stronger and better themselves. And so there's never really been a rush. Now, I will, with that said, to be 100% honest, we do always do a deal on intros Black Friday through Christmas. And, usually we have a price that this is what it costs to come in for a one-on-one with a coach. And instead, in the month of January, we do some clinics. and we dropped that price to a third. I could do the same sale in June if I wanted, and I could have the bump there. But in terms of people knocking down the doors to join, it doesn't happen. With that said, what does happen a lot in January is a lot of online inquiries, a lot of people wanting to change things. And one thing that we have launched over the last 2 years here is a Slack channel and a paid Slack channel. And it is designed for people that want to have access to coaches, strength coaches, a community of lifters, and they want to have someone they can talk to. And they want to program if they're an intermediate. And that is kind of who we tend to gear this towards. Hey, I've gotten strong. I understand that linear progression works for, a few weeks, a few months if I'm a new lifter, and now 5 pounds isn't working every time. What do I do? So, hey, come in here. Here's a program you can follow. You can ask questions. And so we do that. So we add in an option. It's $29 a month. You can join our Slack. We have some bots in there that are super helpful. You can post a photo of your food and it'll tell you the macros. You can ask it how to warm up for a 405 deadlift and it'll tell you how to do it. We've fed it a lot of code and it works really well. I say all that to say we've gotten a lot of new people in January, which is amazing. I love every single one of them. And I say this, and there a lot of them probably are listening and they know this and they'll say, yep, Grant's telling the truth, is when they come in, I say, hey, tell me, your lifting background and your main motivations for joining. And the lifting background usually goes something like this. There's really one of two tracks. Oh, I used to lift in high school, or college. And then, I had my first couple kids or work got crazy. I haven't lifted in about 10 years, trying to get back into it, looking for a conjugate method, looking for an intermediate program, looking for X. Or number two is, oh yeah, like I found a program like Strong Lifts or Starting Strength. I ran it for a few months. That was about 2 years ago. Haven't lifted since, looking for an intermediate program. And my answer is always the same to everybody. I say, hey, I'm happy to put you in our intermediate channels. We have 3 different ones. We have Grant's program channel, which is designed for busy people that want to work out 60 to 70 minutes per session 3 times a week. We have a hypertrophy, strength and hypertrophy channel that includes a bunch of accessory, and we have a competitive powerlifting channel. I'm happy to add you in all of those. But here's what I think you should do. 1, watch this video. What is the starting strength novice linear progression? And it outlines workouts A and B. Squat, press, deadlift, squat, bench, deadlift. And then watch this video, how to start starting strength. Hey, on your first day in the gym, go in, work up to a moderately heavy set of 5 and stop on the squat. Do 3 sets of 5 on the press, stop. Work up to 1 moderately heavy set of 5 on deadlift, stop. Take a day off. Next day, take that same weight you did on the squat for 1 set of 5, do 3 sets of 5. Alternate with the bench, moderately 3 sets of heavy 5. Deadlift, go up 5 from the day before. And what I tell them is run this for 6 workouts. If you ran the novice progression a year ago, you're not ready for an intermediate program. You can go on an intermediate program where you're moving submaximal loads and you can waste time, or you can buckle down. And I'm not telling you to gain 40 pounds and train like that for 6 months. I'm not telling you to get to the point where you're missing reps, grinding them out, hurting your hip, straining your knee, and getting frustrated. I'm telling you, if you haven't trained in a while, just do the basics and get your strength numbers up. Now, what I will say, everyone that has joined our Slack, and I've told that, most of them are doing it and they're getting it up. And then now a lot of them here, maybe they're 3-4 weeks into their membership, they're getting moved into channels and they're making progress. And I get it. Adding 5 pounds on a basic program can get boring. You want to see a little more plan to it. You want to feel like, it's a little bit more complex, like you've paid your dues. But if you've never done that process or if you haven't done it recently, I'll tell you this right now. If something happened to me, I don't know, the Marine Corps Reserve called me up and I was deployed into a place with no weights. And I did what I could to stay in shape, but I could not resistance train heavy. When I come back with 10 years plus of weight training experience, intelligent weight training experience, I am not going to jump into some type of conjugate method. I'm not going to jump into the Texas method. I'm not going to jump into something crazy. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm detrained for 6 months. Let me get my numbers back up. Let me make the easy gains, low hanging fruit. Let me get this stuff that's readily available to me. Oh, now I have that back. Okay, now I can go back in. And if you've actually run the novice linear progression in the past and you are now in need, to run it again, it's going to go better because you've built that strength before. You're not able to perform there right now. And depending on your deload or your detraining, it may still take a while, but it's going to go better. Mentally, it's going to go better because you're going to be like, I've squatted 260 before. Whereas the first time it's all uncharted waters. But that's what I would tell you. If you're new, maybe your New Year's resolutions, or you're looking to start with February because you missed the boat on January and you're looking up all these complex and crazy things, you don't need them. Just start habit building. That's what we're going to talk about when we talk about weight loss. Habit building. Start by showing up 3 times a week. It's so cliche, but it's so true. You got to show up. So that is my talk on that and my thoughts on that. If you want to join our Slack and have me tell that to you personally in DM, please do. Link is in the show notes, or go to thestrength.co, click media, scroll on the bottom, help with coaching. And we are glad to help you. And Grandpa's pretty funny. Would you say Grandpa's pretty funny?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's got some humor in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly why I started getting coaching from you, is because the novice linear progression, while it is very useful and amazing, it's not complicated to understand. And so once I felt like I had my form down, I could run that myself for a while. I was just going to the gym in the mornings before work in Miami, Florida, just finding some squat rack.
Bitcoin heaven.
Bitcoin haven. I would walk to the gym at 5 a.m. and I would see other people walking. I'm like, wow, a lot of early risers here. Then I realized they were stumbling from the night before. This was yesterday for them. Anyway, I did the progression and I got totally stuck. I think I did it right.
Yeah.
And I gained like 25 pounds.
Yeah, you started this at 160, right?
155.
155.
And I got up to 180-ish or so. And I think I did everything right, but just because I'm a human being and not infinitely strong, I got plateaued at 280, 285, I think, on the squat. Deadlift, I couldn't get past 365. Bench, my shoulder was kind of messed up. That was weird. Press, I think I was at 135. I couldn't break past that. And I tried to figure it out myself. I was like, oh, I'll just do it myself. And so I was trying to do extra sets or do threes or do doubles or whatever. And I just gave up. I injured myself a couple of times too. And I called Grant. He gave me a form check, and then I ended up signing for coaching. And this sounds like a sales pitch. I promise it's not. I just regret that I didn't do it sooner because I wasted like 4 months just banging my head against the wall. So
right. And
no.
And now you've blown all those numbers out of the water.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I did 365 for 5 the other day, and it was like easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it really is. And so that's what I'm saying. Hiring a coach can be the first part to get your butt in gear. What I'm telling you is if you are trying to get your butt in gear, you can totally get your butt in gear for 3 or 4 weeks. And there are people that make arguments that if you run linear progression forever, you're going to get hurt. Something's going to get injured. You're going to miss reps. And that's where a coach is like very, very useful. But if you know how to squat and deadlift, you can totally get started. Or we'd love to help you start. And I'll leave it that on the Slack thing. I mean, we got people starting and they're just posting in form checks. Is it as good as when, you log on live with a coach, or you're in the gym with a coach and he can fix things in real time? No, but at least he can tell you, hey brother, good job getting to the gym. Bars an inch higher on your back, need to lean over more, and you're 3 inches above parallel. Point your toes out more, go deeper. Bye. And they have something to work with, right? And that sometimes is the very thing that says, you know what? Hey, 2 days later, I'm going to show back up to the gym and try to fix these things.
And those aren't little things.
They're not. No, they're not.
They sound like a just offhand comment, but that's the good thing about a coach. They just see it right away.
And they know.
And tell you. And you're like, that took me 4 months to figure out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first training segment part of OK Podcast number 4. It's time to let the boys in and get this thing off the rails. If you haven't subscribed, we'll talk about this at the end of the show, but go subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on X, the OK Pod, follow us on Instagram. We got some fun things coming for early followers, some fun things coming. So we'll tell you how you can sign up and get that later on, but let's get these guys on here.
You ain't been away.
Yeah. You've been up in Texas.
Texas.
Diana's going to love this episode.
Let's just listen to this on repeat.
We can do that.
Song reviews.
Vibe
We
out.
can do that. Episode 4. We're 4 for 4, guys. That's
Okay.
okay.
We should quit. We should quit while we're ahead.
We should.
Wow.
We're on top.
Yeah.
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 Go out on top like Jason Kelce.
Hey,
It's been a good run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce, the ideal male physique.
Ooh, nice mug there, Jeff.
oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Salute.
Inverse. Nice. I got some goodies when I see you guys this week in Texas.
Ooh.
And then you can do this to your
Okay.
You can do this to your cell phones. Put the
Okay.
stickers on
That's
the
what
phone.
I've been missing.
That's what you've been missing. All right. We're back at it. What's
Exciting stuff.
what's new?
feels like we never left. I don't know
yeah.
what that
It's like 7 days ago we were here.
Dang. Hey, Trey, great hat.
Oh, dude, you like that?
Should I go
fine.
get mine?
Yeah. We should all just wear the same.
Oh,
hat.
we should wear them on Thursday.
The official hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Of the
official
OK
mask of the
podcast.
okay. So tell me about Sports Illustrated's dead.
It's gone. It's gone.
Like,
I don't know.
like Sports Illustrated. Like you're not talking
Yeah,
about the
it is.
swimsuit
It no
edition.
longer-
You're talking about the entire publication.
Yeah, I
How is it?
don't remember
dead?
like the phrasing. It was different, but it's just gone. I think no one subscribes to magazines anymore, and that was kind of their deal. And I think
Wow.
ESPN was too much for them in the digital age.
So
I think the story I read is they got bought out a while back by like some big company, and then they just like said, "All right, enough of
They're
this."
like,
Just
kind of
don't know where
got
I'm
that
gonna get my
swimsuit issue.
swimsuits.
And
I don't know where I'm gonna get my
nothing else.
swimsuits now. Yeah.
where can I shop for my next trip to
shopping.
Where am I going to get ready for Costa Rica?
Didn't they fire a
How am I
bunch of
going to know
people
what
or
the hot
something?
new trends are? Oh.
Did they fire a bunch of people?
So,
I
JP
don't know. PJ, producer
I'm
Jordy.
sure, yeah. They,
Didn't they just? I just saw. Was it them? They just laid off like a bunch of their staff.
Who's that?
Yeah.
ESPN?
I thought it was Sports Illustrated, or is that fake news?
Man, I think both of them did.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think that's what
a lot of people.
I think that's what happens when a company closes. The staff gets laid off.
that might be connected.
They just keep everybody on payroll.
well, people were saying it was like the whole like go woke, go broke sort of thing
Ah,
because they had whatever
Mm.
model that was special on the cover,
oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see.
and then they lost numbers, and that's what people were saying. But maybe they just got bought out. I don't know.
This is producer Jordy trying to make sure we keep it spicy.
Yeah.
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 That was
Spicy
mild
takes.
spice. That's
that was
all right.
mild spice.
Yeah, it's the mild.
Okay.
Rest in peace. They had a good
R.I.P.
run.
Sports
Had a good
Illustrated.
run.
I mean, did y'all ever subscribe to that growing up or
No.
anything?
The only thing I
No.
subscribed to growing up was Beckett Baseball.
Ooh,
And so that
got to know what those cards
what those
are.
cards are worth, right? So Beckett Baseball, I was really big. We were really big into baseball collecting, baseball
Dude,
card
same.
collecting. Jordan and I, and those things would come, and it'd be. I mean, it was so funny. It's like watching crypto now. It's like, well,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
maybe there's been a change in 21 days. It's like, whoa, Alex Cora, platinum, gold, bronze, whatever is now worth blah blah blah. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never sold anything.
I think
Oh, so you're,
same,
you still have
same,
them?
but I knew the value.
I'm hodling.
So you're rich.
I've been hodling since I was 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm rich.
Grant emails us next week, and he just retired from baseball cards.
So
He's
I-
on a yacht.
I do have 3 Tom Brady rookie cards. I probably shouldn't say this live, but one of them's like
Oh.
of moderate value.
That's not baseball.
What's
but-
moderate?
Wait, it's a Tom Brady baseball card?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, actual football rookie. Well, I'm just going to hodl for now. I'll let you know later.
I mean, low 7 figures.
Yeah. This is the problem with baseball cards. You can't go back and look
Moderate.
at the blockchain.
Ah,
Can't see what happened.
If only there was a way.
If only there was a way.
what's the height?
Yeah. The block height, what was it? It was like 89,000 or something.
800 some
Yeah,
thousand. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, we read it off.
If you held a gun to my head and said explain block height, I'd be like, just shoot me.
I go, it's the height of the block.
There you go.
That's it.
Ding, ding, ding. You're correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
It doesn't really matter that much for the common person. Only the nerds care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so since we're on baseball cards, which is effectively sports, I feel like we need to talk NFL because, I mean, not to take away from football, but
No, that's all right.
most of the world is watching the NFL right now.
Lions.
So, yeah.
But
let's-
well,
no,
most of the U.S.
He just meant Lions as in like Lions. Like, that's interesting. I don't think he meant Lions are going to win.
No, I just said it's interesting.
Yeah, he just said interesting. But Trey, why don't you give us a little breakdown last two games?
What was the Green Bay and they lost to what? 49ers?
Yep.
dude.
I
Jeff's
can't remember
team.
what the final score was. I remember it was pretty close though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's very close.
What was the
They
score,
lost
Jeff?
lost by 3, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I can't tell if Trey.
20
I can't tell if Trey's messing
24,
with you right
21?
now.
No, I watched it. I don't know. I was in and out. I was doing laundry. But it was a good game. That was a super good game. And then was it Tampa Bay? Who'd they lose to?
The Chiefs.
Detroit.
Taylor
Oh, dude,
Swift.
Chiefs.
Oh no, wrong team.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they lost to Detroit.
Yeah, Tampa Bay,
because
Detroit.
Chiefs beat Bills,
Yeah, Chiefs beat
which
Bills.
is another good game as always.
Yeah, that was really
was
good
it
game.
wide right? Isn't that like the what Bills are
So
known
3
for?
years in a row.
Yeah.
3 years in a row, Bills have lost to Chiefs in the playoffs, all by 3 points. And Bills traded a draft pick to the Chiefs, so they got Patrick Mahomes back in the day. I saw that stat somewhere.
Oh no.
Yeah.
See, I was remembering
good.
like back in was it the 80s or 90s when the Bills were really good and they went to the playoffs and they
Wide right.
kept yeah.
It was like Super
what-
Bowl.
Yeah.
They lost a
Twice,
couple
right?
Super Bowls.
Yeah. Because they had the quarterback that's 0-5. 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Jim Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the Bills?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was the Bills.
he was
All right,
Bills.
Jim Kelly, yeah.
Um,
0-5.
I have his card. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it worth?
Oh, I thought you meant like his card. Like you met him and he was like, Trey, if you ever need anything in Texas,
What is
you-
business card?
You're like, no, I
you
do.
give me a call. Sorry.
Retired NFL business
I'm
card.
old school. Oh, not his
Let me
business card.
see. Let's go back to the Tampa. Was it the Tampa Bay versus Detroit?
Did you guys see Eminem in the
I'm on-
house just raising the roof?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on the Detroit bandwagon.
I mean, it's a great bandwagon to be on.
I think so. It's just, and I'm a big Dan Campbell fan because he went to A&M,
Gig 'em.
Yagum.
and then Aaron Glenn, the defensive
whoop.
coordinator, also went to A&M.
Oh.
Yagum.
So it's basically
dude.
the Aggies.
Yeah, it's like Aggies aren't any good in real life, so I got to go for the
so you
fake
go
Aggies.
for the,
yeah.
the Lions. So what's coming up? So AFC Championship is Chiefs and
Baltimore.
Ravens.
Ravens,
yeah,
who look
dude.
great.
This could be a good game.
Chiefs,
Good
game.
Ravens, and then
I
40
don't think anybody's beating the
and then
Ravens, man.
49ers, Lions.
Lions.
I'm calling
Yeah.
Ravens, Lions Super Bowl.
I would actually agree with that. The I don't know. San Francisco's looked very like they, at the beginning of the year they looked like phenomenal, and now they look kind of pedestrian.
So
Here recently, they're not playing as good as they were.
if you guys want, we can actually figure out what it's going to be right now with a little hack
Well,
that
we
I
can ask Grant Bot.
No, we could ask Grandpa, but with a little hack that I learned. So, okay, so the San Francisco 49ers are playing the Lions.
Correct.
What would win in a fight? A lion or a 49er? A 49er is like a gold
49er.
rush person
Yeah.
from California in
Yeah,
1849.
A guy with a little
With a
with a
pickaxe.
pick.
with a pan.
Dude, a
and
lion
and
is
like a
going to
lantern.
kick his butt.
Yeah, I'm going lion.
A lion. But I like that.
Is there a
It,
gun?
I like that. No, it's 1849. He has like a gold pan. His head's down in
They
the
had guns.
His head's
Guns were real
his
then.
his head's down in the creek, and a lion comes up from the back.
It's over.
It's over.
It's very
Okay, so
Mike
you're
Leach of
saying that game's a toss up because you're saying a 49er.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only if there's a gun.
Okay. So let's
It's-
go to the other side.
It's at home. It's at home, right?
You,
All right,
you have
yeah.
a native chief, Native American Indian chief, and a raven. And it's not any raven. It's like a raven from Sons of Anarchy or something. It's like a mean raven. Who
I
wins
was
that
going
one?
to say Edgar Allan Poe Raven.
Oh, that's even deeper.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a real sad Raven.
Who wins that one?
I'm going with the Chief.
Yeah, I'd go.
I think-
Okay,
Chiefs.
so
gonna win.
you guys think Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl.
I think it's going to be Chiefs 49.
So then you got human being on human being. Who wins?
This is
A Native American chief or an 1849 pioneer of civilization in the West?
There's real data on that one. I think. So we can look it up.
49ers Super Bowl champions. You heard it here first on the OK Podcast.
We got data.
Oh, talk about getting spicy, man.
It works better.
Look at that.
It works better when it's all animals.
Oh.
That's why it's confusing. But that's why the NFL's a toss up and it goes on Vegas. You know, when it's like, what wins? A gamecock?
Can we quickly go
a gamecock or a tiger?
Go ahead.
We're swamp rabbit.
Never mind. Anyway, go back. Yeah, where are we going?
Swamp rabbits all
Swamp
day.
rabbits. Where are we going back to?
Green Bay,
Yeah.
49ers game.
Yeah.
This like trend of like being in the red zone and going for it on fourth down in a playoff game when you're on the road. It's like, take the points.
I know.
What? Like they would have been a tied game. Green Bay could have had the ball to like try to win the thing with that field goal that they missed. Like, I don't get it.
Don't you love when they just say analytics?
Like the analytics say, it's like, what? Well, is it like, is it
Who's the
99% or is it
Yeah.
like 0.1%? Like, what are these analytics? Like,
Who's the
give me
nerd
numbers.
calculating that?
Yeah. Does he even know what the block height is today?
You probably
Nerd.
made block height.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Before we leave the Swamp Rabbits, they are first in the ECHL. They're 28-11. 1 game winning streak, 8-1 or 8-2 in the last 10. Swamp Rabbits.
Not bad.
Yep.
Shout out Swamp Rabbits.
Shout
Nice
out
work.
Swamp Rabbits, potential sponsor.
Ooh.
Any other sports topics that I was going to hit on? So Heinen, it's like plays on the Bruins. Like 7 years ago, I went with, I think he's First Sergeant Charette now, Staff Sergeant Charette. You guys remember that guy? I used to go to we were going with the games with him back in the day. And one day we were like at the place outside the Duck Stadium where like everyone goes before the game. And we got all our Bruins stuff on, and like they got all their Bruins stuff on. We start talking to them, and it's Heinen's dad and 2 brothers. And they like love Charette. They're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Then we go into the stadium. We're like talking to him, whatever. Then Heinen gets traded. And then 2 other occasions, Heinen was on different teams, like once against the Bruins in Boston. And I forget where the other one was. And I see Heinen's family. And I'm like, hey, they're like, hey, what's up? Anyway, he's back on the Bruins. He had a hat trick 2 nights ago. I was pretty pumped about it.
Hell yeah.
So anyway, Heinen. Basically, him and his dad and I are best friends.
I have no idea who Heinen is.
He's a hockey player for the Boston Bruins.
Hockey player.
Hockey
Grant's
player.
buddy.
Yeah.
Grant's
My
buddy.
buddy. Yeah.
That's all you
No
gotta know.
teeth. Just all grit, no quit. Hockey.
Have I told you a story of how little I know about hockey?
I think you
About
just.
that
I think you just did.
It was the girl. So there's a girl I went to high school with, right? Her last name was Moog. I was friends with this girl, like freshman.
Did he date
through
Gretzky's daughter?
Freshman through senior year. And like she had a super nice house, and all of us and all the friends would like go hang out at her house, and her parents were always there. Got to know him really well. Senior year, I see this guy, the dad is still like, he's around all the time. So I go, nice house. Like he must have a really nice job. I go, hey, Mr. Moog, like, what do you do? He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you have a nice house, but I like always see you here. Do you work from home or like, what's up? He's like, no, I'm retired. I'm a retired hockey player. I go, oh. He goes, yeah, I played goalie for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh.
Not bad.
Little did I know. Yeah.
It's a good gig.
Well,
Yeah.
He's a baseball card collector.
you ain't been away till you watch
real.
hockey in Texas.
I've been to one game.
I know.
Yeah.
I think before we leave
Jim
sports,
Harbaugh.
because I know I put in as topic as Stanley Cups. That was not NHL. That was a different discussion. We do need to talk about Harbaugh, but since Jeff's from Atlanta, why have they not hired Bill Belichick yet?
I don't know what they're waiting on.
I don't
Like-
either. Arthur Blank says he's like all in. When the owner of Home Depot says it's all in, like you just hire the guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Makes no
like
sense.
legend coach. Like do it.
Wild. What did you want to talk about Harbaugh, Trey?
Dude, I'm hearing a lot of smoke about him going to the Chargers.
Smoke, like when there's smoke, there's smoke.
I
That's
think
true.
smoking fire. Yeah.
Do you remember that with Lieutenant Colonel Beltran? I know Jeff does.
Yeah.
Oh, Trey, Trey would have been there, right?
I remember him. I don't remember him saying that though.
Oh, there was like a thing at like
I think he would have been
Broken Yoke, like an officer PME in Oceanside.
Yeah.
I forgot that's where it was.
I didn't wear a belt with my trousers.
There you go. Yeah. And and so he was like giving like his commander's guidance, and he's like, first of all, I don't play the parking lot game. And Jeff and I are like, is that like playing chicken and trucks? Like, what is the parking lot game? It's like, you know that game where you finish all your work, but you just sit behind your computer and look out the window to see if the boss is there or not, and then you stay. You're playing the parking lot game. I don't play the parking lot game. I was like, who would do that if you're done with all your work? Why wouldn't you just leave? But that was interesting. And then at one point he was like, a lot of people say when there's smoke, there's fire. But you know what I say? When there's smoke, there's smoke. And then it just stopped.
What was that?
I don't know.
And no one knew what it meant.
Been trying to figure it out for 12 years.
That was the bald guy who liked to run, right?
Loved running.
You just described every lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Fair enough.
All guy loves running. What should we do before on Friday morning? Let's take battalion for a run. They'll love it. Everyone hates it. Everyone. Literally everyone is hating life.
Seriously. All right. So you get a movie list, Trey, that you want to talk about.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like Jeff would, I think, be on board with this. Hold on, let me pull it up.
I like this. I like this idea a lot.
And then I sent this I'm like, hey, we should talk about this. And Grant's like, I haven't seen any of these movies.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Before you list the movies, I just replied and said, I love that you think I've seen those movies.
So
which isn't just that a roundabout way of saying I haven't seen any of these movies?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I'm like, Grant's haven't seen a single one of these movies.
Oh, you can test me right now.
Okay, we'll go for it. If you don't know the movie or you haven't seen it, I'll make you guess the plot.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. So I thought it was a good discussion because it was on the first movie we're going to talk about was on TV. And I was like, this is such a bad movie, but why do I always watch it when it's on? So I'm like, throw some movies out, see if they're good or bad movies.
Okay.
Just get a vibe from the crowd.
All right.
Are you ready? First one, Armageddon.
Charlie, don't surf. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Have you seen Armageddon?
Is that the right movie?
No.
That's not the right movie?
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean,
Is that movie with
no,
Oh,
very different.
What movie am
You're
I
thinking
talking about?
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
Very close.
So
It's like
if I were
critically
Armageddon, Apocalypse, very similar.
if I were to guess the plot of Armageddon, it would be Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Okay, never
Just
seen
renamed
Armageddon.
Grant's never seen Armageddon. Okay.
I
Jeff.
love that I messed that up like that, Jeff, because I actually thought I had seen that
Yeah.
movie. I actually thought I had seen the movie. Okay, no, I have not seen Armageddon. Jeff.
Armageddon, good movie or bad movie?
Worth watching. I wouldn't put it on of like my own free will. Like, you know what, I'm gonna do this like afternoon. I'm gonna watch Armageddon and just hang out. But like you said, that
You're flipping the channels. You're flipping the channels, and you're like, "Oh, Armageddon's on."
it's on and like there's nothing else going on, I might watch it.
PJ, have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. All I think about is I don't want to close my eyes.
Aerosmith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's it? Michael. It's a Michael Bay movie, right?
Isn't it Bruce Willis?
I think so. Yeah.
You
Bruce
have
Willis.
seen it.
I
Wait
just
a
Googled
second.
it.
I think he's
Cheating.
I was like, oh, there's a Bruce Willis is in a space suit.
Yeah, that's basically it. So they're oil riggers, and there's
they're Texans.
Yeah, and there's a giant meteor, and the plan NASA comes up with is send a bunch of guys who drill onto this meteor to drill to the middle and blow it up.
Sounds
So
like a great plan.
it splits around the Earth.
Oh.
It works.
Nah, it
Well,
doesn't.
obviously.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I'm so sorry. For all the listeners that had not seen Armageddon yet and we're just had it on the list and they were slowly getting to it, I apologize.
Send the hate mail to Utah. All right.
But I mean, there's a little bit of a twist, so you won't. Yeah. Tearjerker also. Probably
This
could watch
next.
it. I'd cry.
All right, number 2. You ready for it? National Treasure.
Good movie.
Yes.
Grant has seen it. Who's in it?
Seen it. Nicolas Cage.
All right, you have seen it. Okay.
Seen it.
Jeff?
It's about
The Declaration
them,
of
like,
Independence.
it's about them trying to find the ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
We will never do this discussion again.
No, this is great.
I've seen it. Great movie. Big fan.
Jeff?
I learned everything
yeah.
I know about the Declaration. I learned from that movie.
From Nicolas Cage.
From Nicolas Cage.
PJ?
I'm fan.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
fan.
yeah. I'd watch it. I'd watch it again.
Again, another one. It comes on. I'm like, this is a phenomenal movie.
Okay, phenomenal.
What about the
Okay.
sequels? Are there
Equally as
one,
good.
2? How many sequels?
I think there's one.
It was good. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
there's no triquel.
Is
Have
that
we called
Nightmare at the Museum? Is that the sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about the
Different
one
movie.
with Ben Stiller?
Oh yeah, not Nicolas Cage. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tomato,
go ahead.
tomato.
Movie
All
3.
right. Next one. Grant, have you seen The Village?
No idea. I mean, no, because I have no idea what it's about.
Well, you can guess.
The Village. I'm gonna guess it's about a bunch of natives getting run out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, close. Kind of.
I have no idea what The Village is about.
Okay. Jeff?
It was okay. I think I saw it in theaters, and I don't think I've seen it ever again.
PJ,
And I
have
have
you
no
seen it?
plans to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen it. Isn't it a scary movie or something like that? I'm just not a big scary movie guy.
It's supposed to be a scary movie. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Plot
So
twist.
M. Night was Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and
Right.
then he made Signs, right?
Signs. I saw
Yep.
Signs.
Yep.
Good movie. And then
Yeah.
he made this movie and it was completely downhill. I'm like, this is terrible. And it
Yeah,
looked good,
everything.
but
The Village and Beyond, I feel like from M. Night Shyamalan was downhill.
Jeff, if you want to go and spoil it for everybody, feel free.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Spoiler alert.
It's not a real village.
Ah!
Yeah.
happens.
All right. All right. We'll do one more. I think it's a hot take. Interstellar. Grant, have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
I have seen it.
I'm gonna assume it's about a moon landing that was fake.
Yeah, basically. Matthew McConaughey, moon landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, Interstellar, good or bad?
I love that movie. I think it's great.
Really? Would I like
Yeah.
it, Jeff?
No.
I don't think so.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way.
Wow.
PJ, you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was good. It was a little long, I remember, but it was good.
Dude. Because who's the director? It's Christopher Nolan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
and I love Christopher Nolan. Terrible movie. I did not like it.
Hot take.
Hot take.
I know, right? It's just
Spoiler
not a good
alert.
movie.
Okay, hot take number 5. Flip the tables on you, Trey. You get to
Go
answer
for it.
first.
Is it a
The
book?
Town.
Oh, good movie.
Good movie. Great movie.
I wouldn't go great, but yeah, it's a really good
Great movie. Jeff.
Oh, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, PJ.
Don't spoil it.
I've seen it like 42 times.
Oh.
It's not a real town.
No.
It's a city.
Split the asteroid.
He never sees her again, this side or the other. Oh, man. All right. That was
All right.
good.
Ding, ding,
That was
ding.
good. We got through the movies. Jeff, what else is shaking?
Oh man.
How's the smog?
Smog's all right. Let's see. A lot of the snow is melting. It's getting warm. It's supposed to be like 50 degrees here next
Nationwide,
week.
it's warming up.
Interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Global warming,
Yeah.
man. That's what
Guess so.
happens. People start feeding hatchery fish into streams, and people start catching and not releasing. Next thing you know, the world's hot.
No, it's your fault because you're going carnivore, eating all that beef. All the cows
right.
are
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
boiling.
Aren't the cows' farts the problem?
Yeah, it's all the methane from the cow
Yeah.
farts. They're
Well,
boiling
I
the
think
Your
it's
ocean.
problem.
Grant's eating the cows.
And Grant's the demand for it.
Yeah.
I turned the cow farts into human farts, which counteracts it. Carnivore diet.
I think it doubles it.
Yeah, doubles it down.
Do we get an amateur lifting update?
Oh no, we do need the amateur lifting
Ooh.
update.
Yep.
Which is
See.
I ripped on amateurs at the beginning of the podcast. So
Good.
yeah.
We
Just skip that part.
That's
Yeah.
66% of this pod. Well, yeah, or no, 75%. I don't know if Jordy, do you consider yourself a amateur lifter?
I'm probably late amateur.
Nice.
I'm amateur.
I'm pulling
What?
up Grant's favorite app.
What? Slack?
We'll leave it unnamed. All right. Training log: squat 265,
Okay. 3 sets
Bench.
of 5.
3 sets of 5.
Okay.
So here's the thing, and we can kind of wrap this into the question. So
Here
I
it
kind of,
comes.
let me see, I did like 235 on bench, and I
Okay.
didn't get it. So then I went back down to 215.
Okay. Do you want me to answer the question now or finish?
No, and I did the deadlift 325.
Okay, so you go to bench 235, and what
Yeah.
happened on the first set?
Got it.
You got 5 reps,
Yeah.
and then what'd you do?
And then it was like 3
No.
I got-
And then what did you?
Oh,
what
and then
did you literally do?
rested for 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, so your rest time was adequate, and then you went
Yeah.
to bench press again, and you got 3,
Yeah.
and then you went to bench press again, and you got
I got like 1.
1.
I was kind of like, I'm like, man, I was by
5, 3,
myself.
1. Congrats, you're now on Jim Windler's program. You made it. I mean,
longer an
generally
amateur.
no longer an amateur. So here's the problem with resetting is that like you reset and then you just run back and you get stuck at the same spot. So the problem is when you get a bench at 235, like good bench, is when you start, what you actually need is more stimulus at the higher weight. So before, when it was 205 for 3 sets of 5 was enough stimulus to make it progress, especially with the bench. If you're running a novice program, you're training it once in the first week, twice in the second week. So the frequency is not very much there.
Yeah.
So going back down, you're going to go back down to 215, try and run back up again, and you're just going to hit 235. You're going to have the same result. This is where this is a pain. What you need to do is like collect more reps at the new weight. Doesn't have to be all 15, but if you really went 5, 3, 1, I would tell you, hey, get 10 there and then take off just enough that you could do one more set of 5.
Okay.
And then you would have gotten 15 really heavy reps with 10 of them being at a new weight. And then I'd probably tell you the next time you go on a bench 235, see if you can make those numbers better. So if you got 5, 3, 1, 1, see if you can get 5, 4, 2, 1. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And decrease it.
Yeah.
But you need more at the higher.
I
rate.
appreciate the information. I feel like you have an attitude about it, and it's just kind of being a jerk, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why you're always ripping on amateur lifters, and it's kind of
Yeah.
There was some salt.
Yeah, there's some
no,
salt,
that's
yeah.
a
You know,
good that's good info.
yeah.
I like it.
That's the usual thing that helps.
So then once you're
Yeah, I missed a bench today too.
look at us, man.
PJ misses bench.
I missed a bench today too.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Unite.
So let's say you're
United.
running the novice program then, and let's say like, hey, my deadlift's going up, squat's going up, press is going up, but then I start to plateau on the bench. Do you just kind of do a similar program to that until you start plateauing on all of them, and then move to what's the next level?
Well, so this is where it's a little complicated, right? Because I know you went to Texas A&M, lifted growing up, and what did we all do if you were born in the late 80s in the gym?
Steroid-
You bench pressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, steroids. No, but you bench press. So what I would say is your bench press is probably more advanced than the rest of all your lifts. Because even when you had to throw out, hey, I only have some time. It's so easy to go in, lay down on a bench while you're in boots and utes or whatever. But you've just benched, I bet, more. I mean, is this true?
Accurate.
Would you say that? Accurate, right? So your bench is higher than everything else. So it's going to stall first just because it's more advanced. What I would tell you to do is, hey, I'm lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. make Monday and Friday be always press days, Wednesday's always bench, and then on Saturday go out there and do another bench day.
Gotcha.
Get more volume on the bench to keep it going. That's what I would do in your particular happenstance. If I had someone that came in and has never trained and like press stalls first, then bench stalls first, it's going to be a little bit different. But like your squat being 265 and your bench being 235, those are skewed numbers, right? Your squat, should be 345, for a 235 bench or 245 bench. And I'm just throwing numbers out in the air. But what I just mean is your squat and your deadlift should have some room between your pressing exercises. If I see that your bench is close to your squat, it just tells me, oh, this guy's been benching his whole life. And, and I know you've been squatting on and off or whatever, but that's what's happening is your bench is developed more than everything else. Yeah.
Good tip.
So salty.
There it is.
So salty.
Hey, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go cry.
In his voice.
I'm going to go cry in the corner real quick. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, dude.
Yeah. Just trying to help. Just trying to help. All right. Can we talk about the Stanley Cups?
Yes.
Not hockey. The cups.
Not Hanley. Okay. So does your wife drink from a Stanley Cup? Trey?
Yes.
Okay. My wife drinks from a Yeti. Jeff, does your wife drink from a Stanley?
No, but a very similar type thing. It's like it's a buff chick one. That's why she got it.
Yeah.
I will caveat.
Spoiler alert. This ends up pro Stanley Cups.
Okay, go.
Spoiler. Okay. So when you think the brand Stanley, I kind of want to talk about this. When you think the brand Stanley, what do you think?
Now or like a year and a half ago?
Really curious your answer.
Now I think.
Let's start a year and a half ago.
Tools.
Yeah.
Tools. Okay, got it. And Trey?
I would agree.
Okay, tools. Did you ever think drinkware?
No.
Okay, interesting. So I have very big in New England, large thermoses. Jeff, I know you've seen me bring mine in the field.
Yeah.
They're green, silver top. They say Stanley.
Yep.
So that company's been around since 1913, right? Stanley Tools is Stanley Black & Decker, actually a different company. But those, every New England grandfather that camped had this big Stanley thing. You unscrew the top. It had a little cup that came off to the side. You guys know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about that you would bring out
Absolutely.
the field look like an artillery round.
Yes, it looks like an artillery round.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a thermos. It's
Yeah.
a thermos. My Sunday school teacher used to say, bring your Stanley thermos. And I would bring it fishing, and my fishing buddy would say, what's that for? He'd say, keeps hot things hot and cold things cold. Next time we went out fishing, I saw he had a Stanley. And I said, what you got in there? He goes, hot chocolate and a popsicle. Because obviously they're supposed to be separate. Anyway, so that's the Jeff laugh. So 1913, these guys have been around, whatever. They're doing whatever. $70 million company, right? And they launched this product in 2016 called the Quencher, which we will now just call the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
They launch it and doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of lame. There's 3 moms in 2018 that run a site called the Buy Guide. 2 of the moms are from Utah, by the way, Jeff.
Yeah, that checks out. They're everywhere here.
Checks out. Yep. They're everywhere there, right? So she goes to Bed Bath & Beyond and she buys one and loves it. And so they start, promoting these Stanley mugs and the Buy Guide. Well, they send a bachelorette contestant named Emily Maynard a Buy Guide hey, these are things that we think you need. Apparently a lot of followers. She opens it and gets the Stanley Cup and loves it. Okay. Stay with me. Loves the Stanley Cup, thinks it's amazing, and the demand goes way up. So they call Stanley and they're like, hey, we want to buy these cups. They're like, no, we're actually thinking about discontinuing that cup. It's doesn't sell very well. How many do you want? They're like 5,000. They're like, all right, we'll say 5,000 Stanley Cups. But we're only one color, white. Yeah. Okay. Done. So these girls set up their logistics and everything. And they buy 5,000 cups. They sell out in less than 5 days, 4.5 days. They've sold all 5,000 cups from the Buy Guide. And this influencer going crazy. Meanwhile, at such a time, Terrence Riley from Crocs gets hired by Stanley. At Crocs was fading. It was done. And he did a collab with Post Malone. and Crocs blew up again, right? Crocs is like, you've seen a resurgence of Crocs in the first years. So he hits Stanley and he's like, looking at all the numbers. He's like, wait a minute. Why is this Quencher Cup like all of a sudden going up? It's like, oh, like these influencers, yada, yada, yada. So he just starts like sending them out. Everything starts going viral on TikTok. Some lady's car caught on fire, but the Stanley Cup not only survived, but the water was still cool. So Stanley like buys her a new car. Just completely like blows up this like old school drink beverage company, like going fly fishing in 1939 is now like women. And he like basically his vision was, hey, you know, women have handbags. They have 15 handbags. They're wearing this color dress. They need this color handbag. They're wearing that color dress. They need this color handbag. We're going to do that for Stanley Cups. We're going to have every color possible, you know, whatever. I mean, I just looked, they just launched a Lainey Wilson Stanley Cup and it's sold out in like seconds.
I got 2 of them.
So you got,
You got me one, right?
So
Yeah, I got one for me, one for Jeff. Yeah.
One for Trey, one for Jeff.
Potential sponsor,
Lainey Wilson. Okay, so into this is 700 million or 70 million. Forget that. 70 million in 2017, I think it was. What did they do in 2023?
How much is one cup? You
$2
do
billion.
math in my head. Yeah. I'd say.
What did
You said.
I didn't hear what
You
Jeff
said
said.
$1 billion.
2 billion.
70 million. See, I was going to go 700 million. I thought that would be good.
PJ,
I'm going to go 500 billion.
500 billion?
Million.
Oh,
No,
we're not talking.
Jeez.
Not
We're
a
not
country.
talking. We're not talking
No,
mobile
Bitcoin.
bitcoins. 750 million.
Wow.
So they 10x the company off of this mug. I don't know. I thought that was
Wow.
I've always ripped on the Stanley mugs. You know, there's like why do you have to carry this around with a straw hanging out?
I kind of want one now.
I was like, this is genius. Let's make an OK Podcast Stanley mug.
Okay.
I think we have like 3 female listeners.
All right.
My mom, my wife, and
Abby.
Abby. There you go.
There's 3.
Yeah, I don't think Kaylee's listened yet.
Yeah.
Well, have you
She'd
seen
be a lady
the
designer.
collab? The collab they did with it was like a Starbucks Stanley Cup that they were
geez.
selling exclusively at
Yes.
Target.
Yeah.
Abby
Wow.
was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. It was $1,500.
Oh, I believe it.
Whoa.
Oh, people, TikTok. So I like went down this hole. People lined up in Target for like, they're releasing a midnight blue color. Like it is absolutely insane.
It's like a status symbol now.
It is.
Dude.
And the Utah lady, they came back and interviewed her and the thing I was listening to, and they were like, did you guys know that like that buy guide, those 5,000 mugs or cups, whatever they're called, would lead to $750 million in sales? And I just thought she would have like a somewhat like normal person answer and be like, I mean, we knew it was a good idea, but no, we didn't think that. She goes, yes, and we think it'll be bigger. And I was like, oh, all right.
Now I know why I was successful.
Yeah. There we go. So anyway,
That's amazing.
that's what you have to look forward to for the Stanley Cup this year. I mean, Stanley
Stanley
Cups.
Cups.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You
Brought to
think they'll
by-
do a collab with the NHL and the Stanley Cup will become a Stanley Cup?
with it?
Man, they
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 should.
just put a
Should.
straw.
They
They just put a
should.
straw in it.
Just put a big straw.
They put a cat on the mug. It's a lion or something.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Collab with the Lions.
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh.
Detroit Lions edition.
Stanley Cup.
First time in the playoffs that Stanley drinkware was popular 54 years ago. It's all kind of connections.
Okay.
Okay.
What's upcoming, guys?
What else was going on?
You guys got a big podcast next week.
It's true.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we're all going to be in the great state of
Tejas.
Texas.
It's Studio Gottlich. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah.
The stars at
Grant's gonna
night.
cook.
I'm gonna eat.
Carnivore?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah. So that's Thursday.
What?
Oh,
What?
coming up.
Yeah.
That's soon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming up quick.
Day after tomorrow.
I gotta clean
Yeah.
my house. Oh man.
Yeah. And you got to
I
put the
gotta
dog
put the dogs
down.
down. Yeah, it's on my to-do list.
PJ's face is a little alarmed.
I don't
right
want him
now.
to bother us.
What happened to the dog?
I just don't want him to bother us.
He just
yeah.
doesn't like them.
Oh, so you got to put him
Yeah,
down.
just I don't want him to be a nuisance.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, I might as well just put him down.
I mean, what
Yeah.
other option do you have?
That's really the
That's
only
really all
option.
you could do.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah. We got the big St. Barbara's Day celebration this
That's
weekend.
true. It's true.
Yeah. You want to explain what that is, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've
Yes,
been to
St.
one.
Barbara is the patron saint of field artillery. So she watches over all of us artillerymen. And so around this time each year, there's always like celebrations across the Marine Corps within the artillery regiments to kind of pay tribute to St. Barbara and kind of just get a bunch of artillerymen from past and present together to join in a couple hearty alcoholic beverages. You know, it's a good time.
In Stanley Cups?
could be
Out of
Stanley
Stanley
Cups.
Cups.
Actually, in canteen cups. And we don't really know what the beverage is because as legend has it, when you die, you start walking towards Fiddler's Green, where artillerymen go.
Oh.
But you get halfway and you realize that your canteen's empty.
Oh.
So you turn
Come
back
back.
to go recharge your vessel
Ah.
and you never really get to fill it up
Okay.
and find out.
This might be a really dumb question coming up.
What's an artilleryman?
No. But at the celebration, do you guys like shoot off artillery?
Great
So-
question.
Cannons and stuff?
No.
So
What?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
There's
Oh,
a
okay.
cannon. Well, at least at 14th Marines.
Yeah, so in like an 11th Marines, which is the West Coast Artillery,
Mhm.
they shoot trebuchets.
Whoa.
So to like harken back, so patron saint of artillery is over artillerymen, catapulters, rocketeers,
Stone hurlers.
stone hurlers.
I mean, that's artillery.
It's all artillery,
Yeah.
right? Indirect fire.
Yeah.
So to like pay tribute to that, each unit will make a trebuchet and fire
Ah.
it. But at ours, we have a brass gold,
Something. Metal.
goldish brass cannon that they shoot when no one's ready.
A gold
Like
cannon.
inside.
Inside the warehouse, and everyone's like, ah!
Oh, wow.
Donated by
Yeah.
President Trump.
Yeah.
A gold
Yeah,
cannon.
all the-
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
All the old cannoneers
Yeah.
that have really bad tinnitus, just their ears just start ringing really bad the rest of the night.
Yeah. So a lot of like old timers come to the event. It's like so the Marine Corps ball's like a big deal. Like
Yeah.
everyone celebrates the Marine Corps birthday. So like, Trey hasn't been in the Marine Corps in a few years, but like on November 10th, Jeff and I messaged him, happy birthday,
Hey, bro.
Marine. He's like,
Hey,
oh,
bro.
Semper Fi. So like, then you take that and you scale it down.
To artillery.
Yeah.
Ah.
Which is like a small group.
And then
cool.
I would scale it
That's
down
cool.
again to St. Joseph, the patron saint of logistics.
Right.
Wait, is that really the patron saint?
Is this real?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
I'm not
well,
gonna question
logistics-
it. I'm not gonna question it.
Joseph
You're a
technically,
logistician.
Joseph technically had to move Jesus or Mary to birth Jesus, so he was definitely a log officer.
The original
Yeah.
logistician.
the original logistician.
What do you guys do to celebrate? Like, is there like a golden spreadsheet? or
Yeah,
something?
we
Yeah.
place porta potties in places around the base.
golden
Yeah,
ones.
golden porta potties.
Nice.
like true
Yeah.
logisticians?
Send MREs to people.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Important.
But yeah, so that'll happen Saturday.
Mm.
Trey, you should come.
This Saturday?
Yeah, you should totally come.
Dude, that'd be pretty fun.
I'll buy you a ticket. Yeah, you can totally come. There's tons of, like I say, civilians. There's tons of no longer Marine artillerymen. Once Marine, always Marine. You know what I'm trying to say? People out of the Marines that are artillerymen that come to it, and the At the Ready chapter would love your money. And it's like $30. It's going to be a barbecue buffet. It's a great deal, and you just get to come.
What time's
party.
kickoff?
I
Once
don't know. But
once
we'll
you
get-
figure
we'll
out,
get you those
give me the
details.
deets. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll make sure the menu's carnivore, and we'll just go from there.
Uh-oh. Say no more.
All right, say no more. What we got for save rounds?
I got my. When's the Arnold? I know y'all talked about it last week.
Oh yeah. That's right. Arnold is a good save round. It is March 1, 2, 3. Technically, stuff happens on 29 Feb leap year. I think we get in the 28th, which is Wednesday. A lot of the team gets in Thursday. When are you coming in, Jeff?
I think Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the main days. And you're coming in Friday, Trey, and leaving Sunday.
I think for Thursday evening. And
Okay.
then leaving early Sunday. And I
Okay,
saw
cool. So you'll
I
hit
saw
the
a
2 big
restaurant up there called Jack Ruby's.
Yeah.
You heard of it?
A lot of people don't like Jack Ruby.
I was like, are they just really into like the JFK conspiracy or like what's up there?
Yeah. I don't know. Never heard of that. Actually, is that the steakhouse? I'm looking at PJ, but he didn't come last
It's
year.
a
We did go to a famous steakhouse. Is
it's
it
a Jack
steakhouse?
Ruby Steakhouse.
Yeah, we went there
Was it
last
good?
year. After. Yeah, it's like super high end.
Ah,
Somebody picked it out and I was like, sure. And then when I was like, ooh. But really good. Really good. So we'll have to go again. But really, once you go to the Eagle, you want to go no more
Yeah,
places.
the Eagle is phenomenal.
okay.
Yeah, the Eagle's great. It's like walking into the South, but you're in the Northeast, except you're in
But
the
they call it the Midwest.
Except really you're only like 4 hours north of Georgia,
Somehow.
so it doesn't make any
Somehow.
sense. Yeah.
Ohio's the Midwest.
Is it?
Kinda.
Is
It is the Midwest.
I mean, I don't want them considered the Northeast, and I definitely don't want them considered the South. So yeah, they're Midwest.
Yeah, you can have them. No,
Yeah.
it's definitely the Midwest.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you are right. I do. Let's see. Do you guys see who we posted on Instagram today? Steve Bake just deadlifted like 855.
Yeah.
Woo.
I did see.
He's coming in. He's like 12 weeks off a quad tear,
What?
but he says he's going to pull at the booth. He's going to try and pull 900 beltless, no straps.
Yeah, same
Is he on
here.
the-
Same
is he
here.
on the
I'm gonna try.
Novice? Is he on the novice program?
Yeah, well, see, he had kind of overdeveloped his bench, and he realized that was messed up, so he started building his deadlift. But he's coming in, and then a lot of the usual suspects from last year. A lot haven't confirmed. The animal cage is back. I feel like a lot of these big lifters are kind of like waiting to see like what's going to be more popular, you know? So I think, you know, not in a bad way, but it's just like, wait, is there going to be more people over here, over there? Yeah. So one thing you'll learn about the Arnold tray is the strength coach spends a lot of money to go get it set up. And each year I think it's going to be better planned, but the Arnold staff isn't very helpful. And then everything just gets planned in like the 6 hours before the show starts.
Nice.
And
Potential sponsor, the Arnold.
We're two for two going off without a hitch. Actually, we should just we should just sponsor this podcast instead of So I think the OK podcast sponsors the Arnold by proxy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love
I
that.
feel like-
Yeah. Like a second cousin.
Putting that on a resume.
Do they have tiers?
Yeah, that's
do they
it.
have tiers of sponsorship?
They do. And here's the deal.
OK's.
If you're a bronze tier, you have no say in anything.
Yeah.
And if you're a silver, diamond, platinum sponsor, you have say in everything.
Jeez.
So they get you.
What are we?
Yeah. We're bronze.
Bunch of classes.
Yeah,
so.
we don't have much say. Yeah.
Uh,
Bunch of classist. But you got to start somewhere. What did Rihanna say? Started from the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't think that was Rihanna.
No, it was. That was Rihanna.
Yeah,
He's right.
No,
Yeah.
100%. He's right.
Let's end it.
Don't-
We'll end it on that.
Don't check it.
Correct.
Don't check it,
Thought it was
PJ.
Abe Lincoln.
I thought that was Abe Lincoln.
Well, he was quoting Rihanna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a big Rihanna fan.
Rihanna started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she's here.
Now she's here. On Grant's fridge.
Pregnant Rihanna?
That's right.
Yeah.
Pregnant Rihanna.
Okay.
That's two different people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any parting shots?
N-
Because we already went through save
Nada.
rounds.
I got nothing.
All right, cool. Episode 4 for 4. 4 weeks in January. 4 guys came together. Look at that.
Wow.
And got the podcast off and running. Thanks to everyone who's been listening. We appreciate all the support. Follow us on Instagram, the OK Podcast, on Twitter or X, the OK Pod. Email us, the okcast@gmail.com. TheOKPodcast.com will take you to all of those links. Subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the podcast, leave a review. We appreciate all the support. We do have stuff going out to folks who join us early on. So probably around episode 10, if you are following us, we're going to be reaching out to you, giving you a little something special for giving us a shot here on the OK Podcast. Next week will be a little bit exciting. We alluded to it, but we'll leave some details out. But I think you'll like what is coming. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.